Hello and welcome to the third video of today. Today we're going to take a look at the Hisui Cup, of course, which just got released. I don't think I faced a single Hisuian Pokemon against me though. So it's basically more the Sinnoh Cup again, as we're going to take a look today at the Overqwil. I went 1-4 in the first set and 5-0 in the second set. It's basically the same that I had at the video prior, where I showcased the Hisuian, or like the Sneasler in the Ultra League. First set, I got basically hard counted most of the time. Here, I actually also would get hard counted, but I'm gonna be able to flip switch with the Overqwil here, which is gonna be nice. You're actually gonna run the Shadow Ball on there. If you ask yourself, why would you run the Shadow Ball instead of the Dark Pulse? Dark Pulse is there, but Dark Pulse is a little bit worse than Shadow Ball in general. I think it would be still more efficient if you just go Dark Pulse, but with Dark Pulse, you're not gonna be able to hit the fighting types for like neutral damage, and otherwise Dark Pulse, like Dark typing and the Ghost typing, have pretty similar Pokemon that they beat, as for example the the Psychic types, or also other Ghost types. Both of them like get super effective hits from either Dark or Ghost, so it's not really a big difference there. Shadow Ball is, at least in PvPoke, the recommended moveset, as we're gonna face an opponent here where I already basically know the team, because it's basically similar to the team that I showcased as a second team for the best team video. If you didn't see the video, I would check it out as well, as we see a lot of those teams that I also put in there today in this video. As we can go for 2 moves here, I just went for 2 moves instead of the big Shadow Ball, as we're gonna get like anyway only to 2, and like otherwise I would only get 1 hit off. And now we got a shield, and I'm already into red health, and I knew they're gonna have the Skunking in the back, and Lucario are gonna handle that pretty damn easily. So, Overqwil. How good is this thing? What do I think about it? Yeah, it's kind of tricky, to be honest. I think that it's not gonna be the craziest. I think this meta is pretty horrible for this Pokemon, as we're mostly gonna get some losses here because the first set was horrible, but even though like it's randomized the videos, kinda, I think. I don't know like how the program does it, to be honest. But yeah, it's kinda not unique really. That's more the main issue. It is kinda unique, but it's kinda not unique. It's not really that different from other Pokemon that just have better stats, for example the Drapion. So yeah, like you have now Poison Jab, which is like the only thing that you should run. Of course, it also has Poison Sting, but if you run Poison Sting, it's basically just a Drapion. So like, why do you not just run Drapion instead? So Poison Jab is the only thing that kind of makes it different, I guess. If it's better or worse, I'm not sure. I think in most of the scenarios it's worse than Poison Sting, but yeah, it's kind of there, to be honest. It's not the craziest. It's definitely not the craziest Pokemon. I would lie to you if I say, oh my god, you have to get this Pokemon. It's a cool niche Pokemon, and I think they're gonna be metas where this thing is really good. I tried to catch here, was my only play to win this, didn't get this, and I lose now. But I still don't think it's gonna be like the best anyway. Like usually you're gonna be able to use other stuff like the Drapion, like the Skunking anyway, and like then it's definitely not the craziest, but just basically one of the Pokemon that do the same thing there. It's like basically like all Poison and Dark type Pokemon. It's kind of the same. So it's kind of not unique, but it's still a cool looking Pokemon. We have to see what it can do like in higher leagues. I guess you can use it in non-XL Ultra League if this ever comes back, which makes it unique because you cannot use either the Drapion or the Skunking really there, so that would be unique. But I don't know when we ever get this league back. I hope soon, because it's one of the best leagues. Yeah, I think it's also where I really misplayed the game, like before, when I had like, I think it was the game I just didn't pay attention, where I had like 2 Icy Wind stored or whatever. But yeah, like I also misplayed some games, I got hard countered some games, everything basically around there. Perfectly catches the move here, which is nice, but I'm not gonna be able to do anything there really with this, because yeah, we have nothing really to do against this Empoleon. Going ahead, go for the Power Punch. Do they let this go? Maybe I can KO them with this thing, and they're gonna shield this and just go for a charge move, which is gonna KO me, and I have no chance of winning this anymore. Good game there. Let's take a look more at the battles. We're gonna see the next opponent. I know that I lose against this one. We see Lucario lead, pretty decent lead for us, as they're gonna go, they're actually gonna stay in here. I was like, okay, it's very likely that they're just gonna bait here, because like they get to the moves land faster if they bait me here. They should be able to get to the next Shadow Ball faster. Turns out they won't. They're gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball, and I gonna go now into my Overqwil against the Frostless. Not the best matchup against like the Drapion. This would be a little bit better because I get to the moves way faster, while here I have to bait to even flip switch advantage again, which is not the best. So actually kinda maybe should have played differently here. I should have went for the Awkward Tail before I get KO'd here, like before I get like the next move on me. Because if I would have done this, I might have put him into range where I could farm down with my own Lucario. And here I'm gonna try to swap into my own Lucario, but somehow I am like 2 turns, like you saw how much damage I got there. Like I was like 2 turns later or whatever for whatever reason. It was kinda sad. But like this, they can farm me down. And can I get to the Icy Wind now still with our Drift Bloom? We need 1 move. Can we survive 2 wing attacks? Maybe I would have got to the move without the frame drop there. I don't know, like I had insane frame drops as well during the matches, but yeah, it was kind of annoying. If I got to the Icy Wind, I still would have had a chance, but like this, definitely not. Yeah, next up, we're gonna have the Empoleon against us. We're gonna go ahead, go for an Icy Wind here. Of course, we're gonna bait here. If we shield, they usually also shield. And now we're gonna get to the Shadow Ball 1 turn before they get to their charge move, which is very important for us. As we know, either realign or get the shield. We're gonna realign or like win the lead. We're gonna swap out immediately anyway because we kinda want to, and we see a Gliscor coming in again. We see a Cresselia against us. This should be pretty decent for us. Now we should also get some more wins as we have all the losses out of the way. As we're gonna go ahead, go for one more Awkward Tail, getting the shield from my opponent, and I'm just gonna let this move go through. Like, I don't really care too much about this. They have to go for the Earthquake to KO me. Never mind, I actually gonna shield this. That's exactly what I wanted to say, because this is a Overqwil review, so I'm just gonna go ahead and KO this with an Awkward Tail. I'm gonna swap out now because it is an Overqwil review. We have to go for the Shadow Ball still, so we're gonna try to get some energy rid of this Cresselia. Now we can go back into the Overqwil, we can go for the Shadow Ball, and we can go for the big hit. How much is it gonna do? Super effective, boom, and it doesn't KO, but we can farm down and win the game. I kinda wanted to showcase the Overqwil. It was the right play to no shield there, by the way, and just go for the Lucario sweep, as we already knew the team there, but it is an Overqwil video, so we have to. This is also still from the first set, by the way. A team that I also showcased on my channel before. In the best teams video, we have Empoleon safe swap, but I knew already what they had in the back. It didn't help me though. It didn't help me that I knew what they had in the back, because yeah, you're gonna see what it is. If you know already, if you saw my video, you know what it is. I knew it as well at this point. I was like, yeah, I screwed up. But saving this Pokemon wouldn't have helped me either. And we see the Bastiodon. And the Bastiodon is, of course, super good against Drifblim. We knew that because like I went for the Shadow Ball there because I knew I need some damage, and I know that I can get to some Awkward Tails here that are super effective, but Bastiodon doesn't care if it's super effective or not, if it's a non-step Awkward Tail. So yeah, this is not looking good, like whatsoever. It's not looking good whatsoever. We can go for another move though. Awkward Tail comes through, that's nice. And we can go for another one. They're most likely gonna shield this move up, I would say. That would make the most sense at least. They don't? Okay. Kinda interesting. I can swap out, I have a move stored. I have to basically get to the Shadow Ball and maybe bait him here with the Icy Wind. I actually misplayed this. If I went for the Icy Wind there, I would have survived another Moonblast and maybe got to another move. But like this, I will not be able to survive this. I should have just went straight for the Icy Wind and didn't try to go for the Shadow Ball. But yeah, misplay on my side there, I think. I don't know if it actually mattered, but I could have definitely played it a little bit better. But it is fine. Next up, we're gonna have Empoleon against us. We can go ahead and go do the same thing that we always do against Empoleon. Go for the Icy Wind, go for the Shadow Ball, try to get some shields, try to get some, yeah, in general, try to win this elite matchup. So we're gonna go ahead and shield this move up. And we're gonna go ahead and go for a Icy Wind here against the Drapion. The Drapion will not like this. We did this on purpose, by the way, so we make this matchup better. Of course, I could have also now went into my Lucario. Why do I not go into my Lucario? Because I kind of want to get rid of the Overqwil here and a half-decent matchup, so I can do still something later on with this. And I'm always like, if you use Drapion in the back, they're usually still weak towards the Lucario in the back, like at least usually, I think. So I can farm this thing down here, and I can still get to an... I would have been able to get to the move. Maybe I actually should have shielded here, to be honest, but I'm gonna go ahead, go into my Lucario, and we see a Frostless. And we have to definitely bait here, and it's gonna come down to the wire. But I think I'm pretty fine. We're gonna get the shield here. I'm gonna go into my Drifblim. I go for the Shadow Ball. We're gonna see Peter here. But I'm gonna let this move go through. It seems weird in the first place, but I had to do this because otherwise the Empoleon would have got enough energy that they would have got to another move against me. And one charge move does a little bit more than, of course, the fast moves that I now get from the Frostless here. So we're gonna go ahead, go for the Shadow Ball, boom, this thing is gone, and we're still gonna be able to farm down. We definitely wouldn't have won this, as far as I know, if I just shielded there and went straight for the Shadow Ball, because then they can farm me down, and then with the energy, they're gonna have a way. By that time, we see a Gliscor coming in, we see a Abomasnow, and this matchup was kinda iffy, because you actually lose in the zero shields if you don't throw a charge move against the Abomasnow. Kinda interesting, didn't know this prior, now I know this, and I can go ahead for the shield. Doesn't really matter too much because we can just go and nuke everything else anyway. We go for the bait first. Do we get the shield here? We do get the shield here and we can still get to the Shadow Ball. Does he shield this as well? He does. But it's fine because I'm okay with this. I can just let this move go through. And we see my opponent going into NiRiain. I'm gonna go for the Ice Wound again. And I have a better time now with my Overqwil here, which is fine. They have the energy lead, but I have the damage lead, and also they are debuffed. They go for the Crunch. Crunch doesn't do that much damage. I can go for one, what's it called, even for one Awkward Tail, and I can farm down. And at this point of time, they kind of have to throw the Gliscor, I think. Otherwise, I should be able to maybe even get to the Shadow Ball here. I'm gonna try to get to the Shadow Ball. They're gonna try to farm me down. I'm gonna go actually just for the Awkward Tail, and this is already enough to put him into a range where I can just go for one Poison Fang, Poison Fang, Poison Jab, and KO this Pokemon there, which is really nice for me. And going most likely into the final game, we have a very nice lead there for us. And we just gonna go straight into Drapion, against the Drapion, into our basically Drapion, which is our Overqwil. As we see which matchup, like if we can win this matchup, we get to the Moosels, like slower than them, but they don't do as much damage with their fast moves, putting us not into a 2-hit KO range, which is kind of good for us, I guess. But I hope that they let this go, because if they didn't, like, they definitely would be able to realign, but they don't, which is really good for me, because now they have a Frostless, which is really horrible for me. But they also have a Gastrodon, and the Gastrodon matchup is so good for the Drifblim. Unless they run Water Pulse, like, you're fine. Even the Water Pulse also doesn't do anything. And my opponent decides to go into the Gastrodon now. And this is basically the game. But yeah, this was basically all the new Pokemon showcased already on my channel today. Tomorrow we actually still gonna get another new Pokemon, but it's like, yeah, of course, not the craziest then. I also still gonna most likely try to get the Sneasler for the Great League, which you only get from like lower level X. I already have one, which is low enough, but I didn't walk that yet, so I have to walk for this tomorrow, and yeah, we have to see. But then I can also showcase Sneasler, but maybe sometimes on Monday or whatever. We still have the community day going up, and we still have other things going up. So we have to see when we're gonna do this. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, as you see me here pretty easily closing out this final match. And yeah, this is gonna be it. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Bye.